Prove it. And like, if you take into account like deaths by man would be any kind of car crash or plane crash, that kind of thing, because that's all man-made inventions. Anyway, it's a very depressing route to go down. But the nature deaths, it includes 130 deaths by tornado, TSTM wind. I don't know what that stands for. 1 death by hail that year. 1 person died by hail.
Yeah.
11 people died by cold. 173 by heat.
Move. Well,
if you get hit by an arrow, is it nature or human? Because it's wood.
Wind as well.
I think probably human.
Air.
I mean, everything comes from the ground at some point, Mark.
Yeah, so it's all nature.
9 people died by avalanche. So this could have been the year that Russell Franklin was in the avalanche, and 2 of those people could be the people that he ate.
That's why everyone brings it up, because it just happened like 2 months ago.
And would that count as a death by nature, or a death by human eating them?
Who started the avalanche? Was it started by man, or was it a natural occurrence? You don't know.
Well, it depends. If someone's at the bottom of the mountain yelling, then probably caused by man.
Maybe they're on the vertical limit mountain.
I love that.
Was it
movie.
Mulan? Did
yes.
Mulan start the avalanche that killed Russell's friends? Is that what happened?
But it's the 6 people who died by fog that confused me.
Well, you can't see where you're going in fog.
Yeah, isn't that probably car crashes as a result of fog, or is that just straight up
Like
fog?
it'd be higher than that.
Because then it's the fog that's either from the movie The Fog or The Mist. It's the same fog in both movies.
Tom Jane was in The Mist. Hey, this is all connected.
That's right, because then Tom Welling is in The Fog, right? Isn't one of them in one and one's in the other?
Tom is in the fog. Tom Welling's in the fog. Tom Jane is in The Mist. Yes.
What's the difference between the mist and the fog?
Okay, the mist is an interdimensional break in
one
between
has bugs and one has old-timey ghosts.
No, I'm just saying, like, what's the difference between mist and and fog? Is fog, what's the density of the liquid? So there's mist, right? That like ocean mist. And then there's
density. I'm going to go with density. Density.
I'm on the website fog versus mist, difference and comparison.
Slickness, overall wetness when you walk into it. I feel like if you walk into a mist, you get drenched. If you walk into a fog, you don't.
You get lost.
It's generally effect on visibility. If your visibility is less than 1 kilometer or just over 1,000 yards, it's fog. If visibility is between 1 and 2 kilometers, then it's mist.
Oh, Jay, are you saying that it's density, like I said before?
Yes, yes, I am.
Guess what? I'm Russell Franklin. Hey, everybody.
Fog is a cloud that reaches ground level. Mist forms wherever water droplets are suspended in the air by temperature inversion, volcanic activity, or changes in humidity. Fog is denser than mist and tends to last longer.
The movie is longer than The Mist.
DJ, which is which? The Fog and the Mist movies, which has what?
The Mist has Mist.
Has Tom and Jane and Melissa Gay Harden. And The Fog has Tom Welling in a really bad movie.
But what thing is in each of the stuff?
The fog itself kills you in The Fog, and in The Mist, the mist is the mist is camouflaging interdimensional beings ripped open.
You get killed in The Mist. You get killed by the monsters, or
the Cthulhu monsters are killing.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's the one with the creepy bugs. One of them has Sam Witwer as well.
I think that's The Mist.
Okay.
I believe that's The Mist, which is a great ending, by the way. If you wanna.
Yes, The Mist is the superior film, I believe.
Right.
You know what's terrifying is bog fog.
Only if you're drinking eggnog.
Imagine being in a bog and then a fog comes in.
Let me tell you why it wouldn't happen to me. I don't go in bogs. I live in Wisconsin. We have a buttload of cranberry bogs here. They are terrifying.
Yeah, so you're walking through that and a fog comes in the bog?
No, you solve that by not going into bogs. The UK has a bunch of peat bogs. You can't go into those either.
I do. I love it. I love Islay Scotch.
Are you telling me Skoggs doesn't like being in bog fog? Watching a television show starring Walter Gog?
It's where he keeps his pogs.
Oh, he doesn't like dogs, though. It's weird.
If he was Dutch, he'd have clogs.
This is some high level.
Look, we're incepting you right now. We're entering levels of the mind which you were not expecting.
Skoggs hates the slog through bog fog.
With his dog.
Such a slog.
You can't eat frogs because they're poisoned.
Okay, what else?
See where science is a rabbit hole we never want to go down.
Yeah. So how do you reckon Russell Franklin's going to try and seal off the pool? That's his plan.
He does say seal off the pool,
First, we're going to seal off this pool. And then he
I
doesn't
guess
get
it's
sharks.
like a metal, like a conveyor door or something that
There used to be a metal grate on it, and the sharks disposed of that in some way, or the explosion. It was there in a previous scene. It is no longer
sub
there.
falling down and hitting it.
But the nothing inside would have been to knock the sub down to hit it. We learned that in last week's scene. So the sharks must have either dislodged the grate or the explosion dislodged the grate, and then they went up and got the sub. Either way, it's not there anymore. So we're looking at just a big open hole.
I gleaned when you gave me the clip of this, because I haven't seen this movie forever. But he says early on, which is a foreshadowing to him being stupid enough to stand there. Water's murky, maybe we can make it, which means...
And he says that with such joy and enthusiasm. The water's murky, we might make it.
Because he can't see that the sharks are literally looking at him like, we're going to eat you in about 2 minutes.
It's murky. You can't see that we're right here. We're waving at you right now.
We're going to give you like 2.5 minutes to say goodbyes. If you go on any longer than that, we're just going to cut you off.
Hey, if you want to give that speech about the mountain, now would be a great time to give this speech.
Hurry it up.
Look at you're a Wendigo.
Would you agree that murky water is like a fog underwater? So
yeah.
Water bog. Ooh.
Yeah,
it's a waterlogged
I hate
fog.
murky water. That was my high school yearbook quote.
It's a sog fog. It's a soggy fog. It's
soggy
fog. Soggy bog fog.
It's soggy foggy.
I was most likely to examine the difference between
fogs
fog
and mist.
And mist.
That was a made up salute. That was a made up thing they gave you.
I was most likely to be in jail by 40. Was mine.
Gotta give him something. Why don't we give him most likely to
be in a knife fight in Calcutta? That was mine.
Well, I would love that. That'd be fantastic.
Where'd you get that from, Mark? Calcutta knife fight.
1955.
So if you manage to get fog into the lining of a sleeping bag, what do you reckon would be the tog of the fog?
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy over here.
Working hard.
Would you guys say that your memory of this scene was foggy before you watched this clip again?
I remember every agonizing second of this.
No, it was crystal clear.
Did you get misty-eyed when Sam Jackson died?
Goodness.
Play Misty for me, my favorite Clint Eastwood. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Try not to hug the mic.
Oh,
I love it. This is good.
So Scoggins has his mental break, and Carter comes over and quizzes him on what's going to happen if the Aquatica, if the rig fills with water.
Precise structural integrity.
Yes, the precise structural failure limit for Aquatica is like 3,200 tons. And then he asks what's going to happen when we get more than 3,200 tons in this rig. And the support struts go first. Their tolerance is about 7 tons. 7, considerably less than 3,200.
It sure is.
So, but he says the tolerance. Now, from an engineering perspective, that can go in different ways. Like, is the tolerance 3,200 plus or minus 7? So if we get to 3,207 tons, they'll go. Or when each individual strut is under 7 tons of pressure, that's when they'll go? Because there's no way of correlating the 3,200 tons of water in the rig to each individual strut undergoing 7 tons of pressure.
Do you know how many struts there are?
No, I don't. But no, this doesn't equate.
I laugh at the fact that Thomas Jane gives this speech to Rappaport, which is way shorter, and it accomplishes what Samuel Jackson was trying to do with that.
Well, you don't know that Samuel Jackson.
You want to stay here for that? Okay, let's go. Now they're going, but Samuel Jackson's monologue.
Jay, you know that this movie plays fast and loose with the mechanical engineering.
I know, but this is what we're here to do. So 3,200 tons. If each support strut, if that is divided up equally between support struts that can withstand 7 tons, then it will be 457 support struts withstanding Aquatica for each to get 7 tons of load and then buckle or crack like toothpicks. So I don't know what he's talking about here. I don't know what he's going on about. And then the walls go under 10 tons of pressure.
They're all there.
Okay. Show me a map, Mark.
They drew it in the back of the script.
I got that.
Blueprint.
Yes, I'm working on it.
My one other point I want to talk about is the score when Sam Jackson gets taken out.
Yeah. That is in my notes.
It's fantastic. That's the musical.
In case you weren't sure how to react, the score tells you.
Yeah.
Dream.
It looks like Scoggins is singing it.
I guess that's their horror That's the closest to a horror
Oh,
score.
yeah, it's a John Carpenter thing they're chucking in there.
Yeah.
Except John Carpenter writes all his own.
It's
Maybe
excellent.
he wrote this.
No.
No, he didn't. Somebody else did.
No.
I do love just the classic, like, either dolly in or zoom in of Russell Franklin's face as his speech is going. It just plays to that. It just, I love how they keep going further in, and you're about to hit this crescendo, like with the most important part, and then boom.
See,
They
I
built
love
around
that.
this really well.
Up to, like, it's a slow zoom, which is one of those Spielberg techniques of, like, this character is saying something important as I slowly zoom toward this character in a very long single shot. I wish it had been that way for the whole speech. There's that one weird cut, and then it comes back, and it's suddenly, like, fisheye zoomed on him right before he gets bitten.
So you're like the Javier Bardem in Skyfall.
Oh, oh my God! What a great shot that would have been.
Maybe not that long.
But that kind of thing, where he's just walking and the camera never leaves him.
Do it in reverse, where he's close up and he's slowly backing
Towards the pool.
Well, no,
That'd be awesome.
he starts on the far end of the pool and he walks around it towards the group. Then
That's
he's
true.
like, I'm going to stop here. This is fine.
We're not going to argue anymore.
Anymore. Really
Scoggins and McAllister have a total breakdown in this scene.
They do. Yeah, you want
What
to swim
do
your
you
little
do?
fishes, miss? Go right ahead.
He's through with it. He's done. He quit.
This is the scene in which Scoggins resigns his position.
I don't work for you no more.
I don't care. You know, yeah. Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport.
Oh, that's great.
Have you guys already talked about is this up there as greatest Michael Rappaport performances? I mean,
Easily.
if there's such a thing. Like, what do you compare this Michael Rappaport performance to? Because he's kind of trying to do this, I'm the nerdy, Rain Man-y, every guy. I don't even know what this character is in this. So,
I mean, it can't, like, Mighty Aphrodite, I haven't watched it in forever, but he must have been good in that, right?
Do the right thing? Isn't he
Copland,
Yelly in Do the Right Thing?
Copland's good, yeah.
Beautiful Girls, he was all right. But
The War at
that whole
Home.
Natalie Portman subplot is bonkers. Have you thought about that movie recently?
No.
She's 13
No,
in 5 years.
we
She'll be
understand.
18.
We understand the math. That's why we don't think.
doesn't make any sense. We're just going to keep, I'm going to say higher learning.
Oh, yeah, higher learning. He's in Kiss of Death. That movie's fun. Nick Cage talking about being a BAMF.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sam Jackson also in that.
It's all about the war at home.
This movie had been better with Nick Cage playing Scoggins instead.
Oh, wow. Well, first off, you insert Nick Cage into any role. It could be Saffron Burrows' role. It would be 20 million times better as well. You put Dennis Franz and Nick Cage in this movie, you're talking Oscar caliber, right?
I don't think you are.
Wait.
I'm going to have to question you on that one, DJ. It'd be a different film. I'm not saying that... we would still be talking about it if Nick Cage is in the Rappaport role. Absolutely. This show would
You could
still
probably
be
do the
happening.
Sam Jackson speech, though, Nick Cage.
He could have been the
Nick Cage doing that.
Thomas Jane, right? Could he have been the Thomas Jane character? The bionic stud muffin in this?
In
Well, you don't want to
99,
see
yeah.
Nick Cage like that. You want to
No.
see, you want to see Nick Cage manic. You want to see him
you
like
want to see
losing.
him on the edge of control.
I mean, I
You
love
don't want to
Con
see
Air.
him riding sharks?
I feel like, Carla Blake's not that similar to Cameron Poe.
Okay.
I would agree with that.
Can I pitch
kinda
something to
reserved.
y'all real quick? I came up with an idea. I shouldn't do this. I should save it, but I'm gonna let this loose. So it came out here. So if anyone copies it, it's mine. I want a sequel. I'm the associate producer if this movie gets made.
All right.
I want a sequel to Con Air called Air Con, where Nick Cage's character becomes a rocketeer.
I'm already on board.
Becomes
I'm
a
already
rocketeer guy.
I'm PayPaling you right now. Hold on.
Air Con, where he escorts airplanes with a rocketeer suit to make sure they get to where they're going.
No, thank you. Pass.
I'm in. I'm still in.
Would you prefer Con Air, but spelled
Who's the villain of Air
H-E-I-R?
Con?
Yeah, Air Con. I love it.
Who's the villain? Are we going with Timothy Dalton again? Or going to
Okay. Oh, wow. Who's the villain? The villain's Mahershala Ali.
Wow, you're going for Oscar caliber.
Okay, wow.
Yep. And John
Just thinking, like,
Leguizamo's in it
Predators.
Yeah.
as the other Air Con.
Can we have Joey Pants as, like, his boss?
Oh,
Yeah. Yep. Joey Pants.
Nick, you
Joey
gotta
Pants.
get these cons in the air. Gotta get these cons in the air.
It's just his character from Bad Boys, just in a different movie.
Woo-sa.
Woo-sa, Nick.
Think about this movie, right? Oh my gosh.
Because Con Air is just, it's a smorgasbord of character actors, so we need to get as many as we can into
Dave
Con.
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle